I'm really happy to have a presentation today. I'm Yoonsun Choi from Samsung App's marketing team and also today's presenter. And it's the first time for me to in India, so I did a little research about the India and get to know that the India's slogan is Incredible India. Is it right? So today I want to talk about the incredible bada in Incredible India. So please enjoy us. And today I'm here not only to introduce Samsung Apps itself, but also to share what we put our passion and effort to Samsung Apps for sellers and developers for a few years. And the history of Samsung Apps is not long, but we have dramatically grown up by extending our business across the various cultures and across the various platforms and also across the various developers. And we have innovated every day and every moment to make our stores differentiated. So before I get started, I want to ask one question for you. What's your first consideration when you need to develop your application and when you select the app store you want to take? Is it device features, or app store scale, or store's reputation or potential, or future prospects? And what about bada? Why you are still hesitating to take bada? And after my today's presentation, you will be able to answer why you indeed want to be a Samsung app seller. So there's reasons to believe, so now we start. Okay, so today I will open up my presentation with the introduction of Samsung Apps. So about the history of Samsung Apps and how to become a Samsung App seller. And second is new features in Samsung Apps. So as it's explained in the previous sections, after the bada 2.0 is launched, we have some new features about the applications. So what's happening in the Samsung Apps, we can check it out. And third one is marketing support of Samsung Apps. So we have 8 marketing support from the HQ marketing team. So I want to mention about that thing and emphasize on how it can be a Samsung Apps competitive advantage over other application stores. So before I get started, let's take a look at how Samsung Apps looks like. So we play the one video. Isn't it cool? Okay, so the first thing I want to share with you is Samsung app's history. As you might know, in 2009, Samsung app service for mobile has been launched. And Samsung apps only support Windows Mobile and Symbian at that time, but we terminated the Symbian service last year. And in 2010, Samsung apps TV was launched, and finally bada was launched in 2010. And this year, we also support the Android applications in Samsung apps. So you can sell the free Android applications from March. And we are planning to extend the paid Android apps countries by 2011, this year, November. And India is one of the target countries for that. And the Samsung apps have three main characteristics. One is localized service. So Samsung apps has the local currency and phone bill support. So we also have locally sourced applications. So phone bill is now supported in 26 countries with 84 carriers worldwide. And 36 local currencies are used to make the local users pay for apps easily. And there is the certification. And the certification process is mandatory for Samsung apps because we want to provide the good quality of apps to our buyers and to secure store's quality. So I will explain about it later at the end. And third section is third thing is the device platform support, diverse platform support. So we support diverse platforms such as Android and Windows Mobile, and as well as bada. And our global service coverage is our service country is 120 countries, and among them, 47 countries are paid app service countries. So we are planning to expand paid app service countries from 47 to 49 countries this year. And also the phone billings are planning to expand from 26 to 37 countries. And India is one of the main markets where Samsung app thinks very important because Indian developers has a potential to make a good quality of apps which can be very outstanding in global stores, and also because the device users in India is very high-tech sensitive. So we believe the power of India markets and to accelerate Samsung apps growth. And Samsung apps is open marketplace between developers and consumers. And service channel is, one is web, and number two is PC client. We call it KISS, which is like iTunes in Apple. And three is on-device client. This is the mobile phone that the buyers use. And we have actually TV store, but it supports different platforms. So I will skip this story for now. And once you decide to become a Samsung app seller, the first step you should go through is you have to register applications in the seller office. So in seller office, you can upload the application and you can manage the app history, also tracking your sales performance. And also be able to upload your app banner or for our marketing purpose. And there is a seller guide in seller office, so you can easily can follow the steps to sell your application in our store. And good thing is there's no registration fee to be a Samsung app seller now. So please enjoy your free of charge registration as soon as possible because this privilege will not last long. And our application is distributed. Also, if your application is distributed in Samsung apps, of course, you have to go through the certification process, and the buyers can check it out your apps through the three channels. And ODC is the mobile that the buyers can access Samsung apps with just one click. And ODC takes a great portion of the Samsung apps total download because it is the easiest way to download the applications whenever they want. And second is Samsung apps website. You can check it out how each country's store is different by device and by platform. So without any login, you can easily check in each country Samsung apps the applications list, even outside where you live. And there is KISS, through keys, you can upgrade your phones, and if you click the buy button on the web, it brings you to access the keys, and that you can complete the purchase process in keys. And the certification process is very crucial for developers, so I will explain detail here. So it determines whether the application is appropriate for Samsung apps. So to distribute the good quality of the apps to the end users, well, no matter which platform you take, you should go through our certification process. And our target is 7 business days until the result comes out. So if you fail, you have to experience whole process again. So 7 days is our target, but it's only per submission. It's not the whole process, or it's not the whole period. And if you fail, certification team issues the reports, which include the specific problems of your binary. So sometimes they attach the screenshot of error, or so developers can easily find out what's the problem if the application is test rejected. So based on these 3 criteria, our certification team tests your application. First one is usability. So it tests whether your application is to install or easy to understand and easy to use based on the manual and descriptions. And number 2 is capability. Capability is to test whether your app is maintaining mobile's original functionality while app is running. So for example, application should handle all the interruptions properly while the application is running. So like receiving an incoming call or SMS, MMS, or alarm notification. And the other example is your application depends on the specific mobile features such as camera or GPS, vibration features or sound, or internal external sensors should work without any problem while the application is running. And the other examples can be application must not cause the device to crash or to freeze at any time. And number 3 is social norms and policies. So this checks whether your app includes any banned contents in Samsung apps. So is it violating any social norms or Samsung apps policies or giving any disadvantage to the end users? So based on these 3 criteria, we test your application before distribute it. And after bada 2.0 is launched and released, and we have 3 new features in Samsung apps. One is try and limited period. So try and play is like a sample giveaway in a retail store. So you can try it and decide whether to buy or not later. And rent and play allows buyers to experience the application in a limited period and cannot own the app for good. But think about this. If buyers want to travel and they just need local maps or hotel information only during the traveling, maybe they want to pay a little less than the original price. So they purchase in like that in a limited period and just pay for the lower price than the original price. So therefore, in terms of the contents characteristics, developers should be very strategic to decide on it because this kind of application sometimes can be your sales than not to sell it. And try and play and rent and play. The keys in key space, it looks like that. So at the bottom of the icons, there is the options that you can take. So 3 days trial, 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month, and rent and play like that. And after your app is expired, you can repurchase, buyers can repurchase the application in ODC. So ODC has a pop-up, it is expired, do you want to repurchase? If the buyers click yes, and that they can have the applications again. And number 2 is a smart function. Its recommendation is like a genius function in e-commerce. So you can see the smart tab over there, the third one, hot, new, and smart. So there's section then the full of the recommendation lists. So based on what the buyers purchased before or what they have been interested in, Samsung apps recommend the target apps for the buyers who already have a Samsung apps account. So without any taking additional search for what I like, this smart function allows buyers to record what they want and what they like without taking any additional effort or time. So if sellers develop the same kinds of the applications, buyers are able to keep tracking of your application. So it could be build up the closer relationship with, between buyers and sellers in a long-term perspective. And the recommendation is based on the 3 things and my interest and my hot trend and my favorites. So my interest is recommendation based on the basic user information and app usage patterns. And my hot trend is recommendation based on list of the installed application in recent 14 days. And my favorites is recommendation based on the list of frequent played apps on device in recent 1 month. So we have this kind of the category in the recommendation list. So at the bottom of the application name, we have, oh, this is my interest or this is my favorite. We specify that thing. And also keys, at the right side of the keys box, the window, we have a smart tab here, and you can see how your recommendation looks like. And third one is push notification. So push notification is the push message from Samsung apps to notify events or promotion or discount apps by different stores and the platforms and services. So our devices want to check it out, and they just click it, and they can just move to the Samsung apps detail pages, and they can access the Samsung apps directly. And it will increase the buyers' visits and eventually make buyers keep informed of what's happening in our store.
Different stores. That means that you will. What do you mean by different stores?
Oh.
It means non-Samsung stores also, or what?
Because what I mean by the different store is like we can set the push notification message to the Android devices and bada devices separately. That's what I mean.
Okay. So Android and bada.
Yeah. So different platform has different the push message.
Okay. So the push service that you have can function not just on bada but also on Android.
Yeah. We support all the platforms. But Android still, we are working on it. So it's, yeah, so I'll let you know later.
Okay, but ultimately you intend to do, that's why you written it in the slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. And this is a very important section for me because I'm from marketing team. And we have a marketing support in Samsung apps to make you be a global player. First is banner. This is very general marketing tool to promote your application. So banner could be a single app banner or promotion banner or seller banner or event banner. So each service channel has a slot for banners, and we review the app regularly and select our outstanding sellers or applications to be promoted in our main page of the storefront. So you can upload your app banner in the seller office when you register your application. And so please make sure to register your banner image for our marketing purpose. And second one is feature apps. We can select a minimum 20 apps in the main page of the store for our all 3 channels. So features apps are selected both by the Samsung Apps HQ marketing team and also by the local offices. So we keep the balance of the portion of the global apps and the local-oriented apps. But for the markets where the local-oriented apps are really preferred, we more put the local-oriented apps in the feature list. And so feature list is fixed according to the seasonal suitability and the local market trend and local consumers' experience, preference. And third one is flexible tab. Originally, this is created to meet the local marketing needs, but the name of the tab can be changed frequently. So for example, you can see like promos tab, new and noteworthy, best £1 themes, game loved hot games, those kind of things that can be named anytime I want. So for example, in India, this tab can be named like Indians' favorite games or apps in Hindi, those kind of things. However, the most important purpose to create this tab is to do branding sellers through the promotional phases on the tab. So like a game of hot games, if we have a famous and outstanding the Indian sellers, we can put like, maybe blah blahs, hot games, HD games, whatever. So we allocated those kind of tab slot for the certain outstanding sellers, so we can promote them and we can do a branding for them. And number 4 is promotion. So we have the left side, we have a seasonal and theme promotions like Christmas, Valentine's Day, and sometimes like Gamers Essential, Gamers Choice, those kind of promotions. And the right side is the seller promotions. Look at this, EA's Java Games Mega Launch, come to Super Sale, and the Visual Dreams Summer Sale, those kind of things. So we put the seller names on the banner, and we contact outstanding sellers to offer a promotion opportunity. So it could be a discount promotion or a seasonal concept included promotions. But for local sellers, this is a very effective way to promote your name and your application to the device users. So maybe to celebrate your application launching or to promote your long time ago released applications sales, this promotion can be improve your sales and download performance for sure. And 5th is social media. We have communication channels to make developers and Samsung apps and consumers connected together. So our Twitter has about 20,000 followers and Facebook has about 170,000 fans. And these channels are getting important in terms of its influence to the public. So on Facebook, we have the application promotion section called like Apps for You. And also we have a seller promotion section called Developers Story. So through these sections, sellers can be introduced into the Samsung apps fans in the world. And 6 is PR. To take advantage of word-of-mouth effects, our PR articles are delivered to over 200 power bloggers and also to the major international IT medias. So PR mainly deals with the major promotions or famous app launching or those kind of things. And so most of the ongoing promotions in Samsung apps is also announced to this media and power bloggers at the same time. And 7th is the local seller support program, which is started this year. We believe that the role of the local seller in each local market is very important to make Samsung apps succeed in the world. And to cultivate the local sellers, so we select total 38 sellers in 8 countries this year. And to help them to be a global player, we're giving them a chance to be promoted in Samsung apps, targeting over 100 countries. So seller application can be build up the brand awareness and throughout the world with the marketing support of Samsung apps. For example, in China store, this is the China store. That is the Indian banners, Indian apps collection of the banners. So in China store, Indian seller application can be promoted to help them to win in China store. And also, we can try in other stores as well. So for global sellers, it's relatively easy to get those kind of promotion opportunities, but for local sellers, it's not that easy to go into the global market from the beginning. So through this kind of program, we have the target, every year we have the target sellers that we want to cultivate. So if you are in the lists, we are really do our best to promote your application for the whole year. And the last thing is app localization marketing. This also started this year, and this is what our sellers are very privileged to get from us. There are some countries that the language barriers are very high, so local language is so preferred than in any other countries. So most of the non-English speaking countries, in somehow they prefer the local language supported apps than the English supported apps. So to make only English supported apps sold more in the local language sensitive countries, local buyers at least could understand what kind of app that is before they purchase it. So Samsung apps select the target applications which could be sold more once it is translated into the local language, and we deliver the translation materials to the sellers. And then sellers add the local languages into their build information, and finally deliver the local version of description and title to the local users. So our performance analysis proves that the download and sales of those apps, after being localized, they increase like 2 to 4 times. So this year, we only support you deliver the local language description for the title and that description, but from next year, we will consider to deliver the build manual, the local language translation itself as well. Okay, so this is all I have. So the last word that I want to share with you is Samsung apps maybe cannot guarantee you that we will help you to be an upstart, but we can guarantee you that we will support you and we will help you to be a global seller. We want you to build up the long-term relationship with the sellers here or the developers here. So we promise that once developers decide to be a Samsung app seller, we will do our best to make an effort on brightening the sellers. Thank you.